Let's go ahead and give a little bit of gas here. Yeah, she got some good power. Definitely some good power. She actually goes not slow at all. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Peter's Autovlog. Today we're going to get behind the wheel of this pre-owned 2015 Genesis 3.8 liter sedan. Now, a very interesting story because this is basically still when Genesis was still kind of together with Hyundai. So this was right the year right before Genesis kind of split into its own luxury brand that was still together with Hyundai. So this is a kind of particular year that, you know, this is basically the GV80, but this is the year before it was a GV80. So this is considered just a Genesis 3.8 liter sedan. But before we go on, I want to give a big shout out to Bartow Ford for allowing me some time with this Genesis. Big thank you to my friend Tim, and I'm going to put all their information and a link to their website in the description below. Now this one that we have with us here, guys, going to do a quick review, just show you guys what you get for about $10,000. This Genesis 3.8 sedan is finished off in Manhattan brown, which is a really nice metallic color, brown color. I really like it. It does do well in the light. Still actually in pretty good shape. Not really a lot of fade, some fade parts in the door handles, but actually not a bad sedan at all. This one here is all-wheel drive. It's got 235mm tires all around. Nice 18-inch aluminum wheels. Obviously it's got 3 different tires brands, but that can be worked with. It does need a little bit of work and stuff, but that's we'll see once we get inside. I'll show you guys. But for a car that was $50,000 before, this has got pretty well loaded. It's got about $7,000 worth of options, and you know, it has got a lot of features that today's cars you're gonna have to pay $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to get, and you're probably gonna have a more than $1,000 payment if you want something like this, but from 2024. Hold this up and get the trunk open. As you can see, here we have the Genesis older style of logo here. As you can see, pretty old, but you see H-Track, which is all-wheel drive, and we have the Genesis here. And you can see it's got some wear and tear on this one, as it does come from a pretty heavily trafficked area of New York. But here we go. It's a pretty good sized trunk. I missed what this is, but it's looking at about 27 cubic feet of space. And I apologize for that bloody bird that's singing there pretty loud, but this is Florida. So here we go. It's a pretty good trunk. It's actually pretty clean. We do have, if we just kind of raise this up a little bit here, and this is kind of a little bit different here. We do have a spare tire here underneath. You can see we got a big battery here as well. So it looks like the tire is pretty much an original tire. Don't know, but that looks pretty intact to me. But pretty good size trunk for this Genesis. As you can see, not bad at all in terms of how clean this thing is actually being kept. So kudos for the former owner. Let's go ahead, guys, and drop this off, and let's check out the engine. Coming here to the hood of this Genesis. Go ahead and raise the hood. Pop the little latch and raise the hood up, and we will have some hydraulic assistance. Thank you, Genesis. So here we have the 3.8 liter normally aspirated GDI V6 engine. This is producing 311 horsepower and 293 pound-feet of torque. This is going through the 8-speed automatic transmission that this Genesis has, and this has an H-Track all-wheel drive system that this Genesis is equipped with. So it was one of the options I think you can get. This one's equipped with it. Actually, it's pretty clean considering it's a mileage. And in terms of fuel economy, you're looking at about 16 in the city and about 25 on the highway. If I mess this up, I'll put that information for you guys up on the screen. But you can see that's pretty good engine, actually pretty reliable. If it's made it 160,000 miles, I'm sure it's going to last a little bit more with some maintenance. I think there was some couple issues that it needed like a valve cover or something like that, but other than that, still a pretty good engine. And for 10 grand, if you had another 1,000 in maintenance, you're probably going to have a car that's going to last another 50,000 miles. But there we go, guys. Here's the engine of this Genesis 3.8. Let's go ahead and drop this down, and there we go. And checking the interior of the Genesis, it's got a little bit of wear on the paint and stuff, but it's actually not too bad. And you can see on the roof, it's not actually any type of paint fade. It does have the glass roof, but there's nothing on the paint. It's starting to rain a little bit. But let's go ahead and check out the interior. And as you can see, the first thing we get inside is quite hot. I mean, this is just, it's been 100 degrees outside, and this basically just cloud cover came over and dropped the temperature just a little bit, but it's still super warm in here. Now as you can see, guys, for 2015 and for a Genesis, this is quite a bit of a good interior. You get a bit of a side curtain right here. As you can see, that's one of the luxury features. We got wood. This actually looks like nobody really sat in. The seats are really in good shape. As you can see, we got really nice aluminum trim, and the beige interior looks nice. Now as you can see, coming into the interior, really nice interior. Look at this beige interior with some piping, heated seats. We got also center console there with cup holders. Let's go ahead and drop inside a little bit and see how this feels. So as you can see, guys, we're inside of this Genesis, and actually it's in pretty good shape, pretty good size Panoramic sunroof. As you can see, I mean, obviously nobody sat here in the back. It's a little bit of tear right there, but not bad. As you can see, 3 stages of heated seats. There's a little bit of wear here as well. You might be able to clean it or paint it. Cup holder, as you can see there, and this goes back up, as you can see, and yeah, it's actually pretty nice. Not bad at all, considering this is the age this car is in. And for 10 grand, I mean, you can get a lot of car for the money. AC outlets, as you can see here in the back, and you control a little of the cooling there as well. As you can see, all the interior is actually not bad kept at all for being 150,000 miles and about just under 10 years old. But let me know what you guys think. For 10 grand, I think this is a pretty good, decent car. Let's go ahead, guys, and get to the front. And coming to the driver's side of the Genesis, the door does open automatically. It's under like a comfort access of this Genesis. Let's go ahead and open up. As you can see, the windows or the mirrors do have heated and do have blind detection there as well. And if we get inside here, as you can see, it's pretty cool the way this interior is. I mean, for the age, it's actually not weathered that bad. It does have some tear and wear because this one was driven quite a bit, about 18,000 miles a year. But you can see the wood's held up, the aluminum looks good, got controls for windows and mirrors, lots of things, lots of luxury features in this car, especially with the package it has. Had the tech package and the other package, so it's got quite a bit of accessories. Looks like also the carpet's a little bit, is it black or brown? Looks like it's to me. I don't know if that's just the light working with me, but you can see it's pretty cool interior nonetheless. And coming here and checking out the seats, they have, so you see we got some basically some thigh extenders as well. Very modern interior, lots of luxurious things. You see the leather still holding up really nice. There are some wear and tear there in the steering wheel and everything else, but actually it doesn't look bad at all. Let's go ahead, guys, and drop inside. So we're now inside of this Genesis. Right before it was called the GV80, basically the year before, but actually the ergonomics, and it's not bad. Obviously this is not obviously the nicest design in my terms, but it does work. It does have some decent ergonomics in terms of all the wood. See all the nice aluminum trim. Pretty good size greenhouse. You can see the leather still feels fantastic. Great panoramic sunroof, lots of accessories. We got a nice soft headliner, as you can see, done in a beige and darker beige. We got your rear mirror with all kinds of technology, home link, all that kind of stuff there as well. Let's go ahead, guys, and start up this Genesis, because it is quite hot here today in Central Florida, and the humidity is it's like a sauna out here. Let's go ahead and press the brake, hit start button, get this Genesis started. As you can see, guys, everything's electronic. We got some electroluminescent instrumentation there, a cluster, 8-inch screen here, and just a quick view of this interior, guys. It's actually quite a bit of interior accessories for this Genesis. So now that we have everything turned on, as you can see, pretty nice instrumentation. As I mentioned, electroluminescent. We got pretty good amount of wear and tear on the steering wheel, but here in terms of what this car has, you got a lot of amenities here. Now this car here, as I mentioned real quick, originally it was just over $49,000. I'm gonna put the original sticker for you guys up on the screen that I did find it. So as you can see, this one has the signature package, the tech package, which gives it about $7,500 worth of options. So just over $49,000 that this car was basically bought for in New York. So it's got a pretty long story. Actually, the owner came down here to Florida. But so it's well-used car, but actually still, you know, in good shape. It's got a lot of amenities. You have here navigation, you got an 8-inch screen, you got Genesis system, you got heated and cooled seats, you got a CD player, all kinds of great things. Of course, you got USB ports, auxiliary, 2 12-volt connections. You also got a center console here, which is a little bit word for word, but it's not bad at all. You got parking sensors, heated steering wheel, as I mentioned, heated and cooled seats. And what more can you ask for? We also got an electronic tilting and telescoping steering wheel, as you can see there. And pretty good sized room, man. This is really nice. And you can see this is pretty cool the way, if we close this up, look at the way that kind of closes up in the middle. That's pretty cool the way that works, kind of going through the middle there. I'm going to open it up to have a little more lighting here in the cabin, and I'm not going to open up the sunroof because it is raining and I don't know if it's working. But check this out, it's pretty cool interior, lots of good lighting, and it's actually not bad. I'm pretty impressed of how this was in 2015. So $50,000, considering if you want to get something from the European counterpart, BMW 5 Series in this era like this, or even a 7 Series that this will be competing more, you're probably looking at another 20-30 grand at least. But really awesome sedan, and for $10,000 you can't go wrong with something like this. A little bit of maintenance that it requires, and just a little bit of cleanup, maybe some touch-up paint, maybe get this thing redone, and maybe I'll throw in another $1,000 to this car, and you're gonna have a car that's pretty much will last another 50,000 miles if I'm correct. Let's go ahead and put on our seatbelt, and let's go and close the door. As you can see, the rain has started, but a pretty nice interior to this Genesis. Coming here to the steering wheel, the steering wheel was a little bit, as I mentioned, it was still a little bit worse for wear, but it's not bad for 159,714 miles. Now, as you can see, we got like a 6.5-inch, 7-inch screen here in the middle, and we got your analog gauges. Just a little bit of screen, you know, two various things. We got a compass there. Actually, the system's off, or basically a driver assistance. We got your FM mode, tire pressure, drive to display, user settings, but we're gonna probably just leave it here on this setting. Also, one of the things that you get with this car, it's a 14 speaker lexicon, part of the package that this one has. That sounds pretty good, to be honest. Pretty good sound system. As you can see, it got dual zone AC. We got a analog clock right there, which gives a little bit of elegance. Pretty good. I really like the way this car is. Lots of features for the money. All right, let's go ahead and go out for a test drive. Let's go ahead and put our car in reverse and check out the reverse camera. As you can see, guys, the H screen, it's not too bad. It's got a pretty decent graphics. We do have directional lanes, as you can see, that I move with you. And I don't know if we have sensors or not. I don't remember seeing them. No, we do have that. As you can see, you can hear them. So we see a little display here. It's pretty cool. I mean, pretty good technology for 2015 that we have all these kind of things in a luxury car. Now, as you can see, it is raining a little bit. So we got all-wheel drive. We're in sport mode. And I got to clear up this windshield here, because obviously there's no type of any rain deflection here at all. Any rain, it's nothing like that. So it sucks. It's really hard. I don't know how people drive in Florida without rain-x. Let's go ahead and just get our things here on auto. I have to put them on, guys, because obviously got no choice here. But this thing drives pretty good. Obviously, we got 311 horsepower, 8-speed automatic, 160,000 miles almost on this thing, as you can see there. Let's go ahead and there we go. The sun came up a little bit here. And let's see how this drives. Sounds pretty good. It still drives really nice. The suspension feels pretty soft. Looks like our bulbs are out on the turn signals, because the thing is quick or doing quickly, or actually blinking quickly. But so far, very smooth car. I'm surprised how smooth this thing is. This thing's on or not? My auto wipers. I guess not. I'll put this thing's on. Actually not. It feels good. Very comfortable car. The seats are really comfortable too. Let's go ahead and give a little bit of gas here. Yeah, she got some good power. Definitely some good power. She actually goes not slow at all. Obviously, it's quite a bit of this thing is probably gonna be under 4,000 pounds, this Genesis, but actually she rides really smooth. I just drove my Lexus LS for 30 here, and obviously it doesn't feel as as good as my car, but pretty good level of refinement the car feels for being almost 10 years old. Not bad for this Genesis. Obviously, you need some bulbs and needs minor things and stuff, but I think for the money, it's actually a pretty good deal. 10 grand, a lot of car for the money. Let's go ahead and turn on our cool seats here. Yep, got to turn on our cool seats. Get a little gas here. As it goes, we got all-wheel drive, so we got good stability. Not a lot of wind noise or road noise, even though we got some different tires here. But the car actually rides. Whoa, we got a little bit of water there. Yeah, I can tell the tires are not the best in the rain. So we're not gonna do any crazy speed or anything like that. But in terms of how this feels, I'm surprised. This thing feels pretty refined. It's pretty quiet, soft ride, smooth engine, smooth transmission. For 160,000 miles, this is actually still drives pretty good, to be honest with you. I don't see any. There's no play in the steering wheel. The car is not jerking or nothing. Wow, pretty impressive for this car, considering this is still pretty early in the Genesis luxury car game, luxury car era. And obviously, wow, they did a good job. The interior is actually pretty nice considering the time. It doesn't have the base layout, but everything's kind of driving oriented, works well. The seats are cooling down me right now. I feel them in the butt, really nice. AC is cooling down excellent. You see we're doing about 50. Actually, I'm gonna slow down those wipers there. Man, but yes, really good car. I mean, I'm surprised how good this thing. And for 10 grand, I mean, there's not a lot of cars you can get for 10 grand. I know some of those other Toyotas they're like about the same age, and they're asking like 18, 20,000 for those cars, for those RAV4s and all that stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. A pretty decent car for 10 grand. That's quite a bit of car, to be honest. And obviously, everybody complains today about high car prices. Obviously, this car, if you don't want to have the latest and greatest, it's still a good looking car with minor work. This actually will turn out to be a pretty good car, and this needs minor stuff. I think it needed a valve cover gasket, is what I was told. But other than that, for 10 grand, you get yourself quite a bit of good car here. Obviously, they need one blinker's out or one of the light bulbs is out. You see this thing's blinking pretty quickly. But if anybody has one of these, I think, and if this is kind of a testament, 160,000 miles. So you can definitely say that these Genesis are pretty reliable if this comes far. I mean, this lady that had it, what was told, pretty well maintained and used it hard, but you can see, but it is well maintained. And this thing still got some good power, as you can see. Yeah, it just goes good. Super smooth transmission, you can't feel it. Barely any wind noise at this speed. Here's no rain here, as you can see. Pretty weird. But overall, for the price, for the miles, the refinement of this car is still there, to be honest. And you got cool seats, heated seats, nice sounding system as well. Pretty good sound system. All you need is a little bit of maintenance on it, and for about, I'll say maybe $1,000, and you're pretty, pretty solid car that still looks modern. And you're not gonna get in debt with $1,000 car payments for the next 5 years. So let me know what you guys think of this Genesis. If it's a good buy for $10,000, I mean, you can't get anything much better than this, to be honest. Pretty good car. So you can see we're cruising at about 50. The steering will go straight. Even though actually the front tires are Goodyear, one's Macho, Grand Macho, something like that, and the other one is a Kumo. But to be honest, it's actually a pretty decent car, I'll be honest. We got the Altima. We gotta be careful with the Altima drivers. Oh, and a Nissan Rogue driver too. Yeah, you gotta be careful with those guys. I've seen some pretty crazy people in those cars. So that's a Murano, so that doesn't count. But let me know, guys, your opinion. This is, the start of Genesis. They're good cars, as you can tell. They last. This thing still feels good, feels solid. It's worse for wear, but man, for 10 grand, I wouldn't mind if I wasn't looking for something like this. Pretty good, comfortable sedan, lots of amenities. Wow, pretty interesting car. All right, guys, into conclusion, as you can see, this one is sold as is. So obviously you buy it as it is, but for 10 grand, I mean, it's not a huge risk. A lot of car for the money. Nice paint, really nice interior. That was pretty much well kept. You can't go wrong with this Genesis. But I guess big thank you again to Bartow Ford for allowing me some time in this Genesis. Big thank you to my friend Tim. Let me know what you guys think of this $10,000 Genesis. This is the car everybody would like to have. Let me know, or it's something you will skip because you don't know what maintenance. But if it's made it this far into 160,000 miles, I'm sure with a little bit of good maintenance, this thing will make it at least another $50,000 without any major issues. No turbos, nothing like that, nothing fancy, just good amount of luxury, and the leather's still holding up pretty good. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. Leave me a like, subscribe, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.